Subscribe to the fl0m Clips and Highlights channel. Holy shit, it's begun. It's that time. It's that time where Gatler's gonna be able to eat the finest steaks and eat at the hottest restaurants with the hottest dudes because roster mania is about to go crazy. So Magixx and Zontics return to Spirit's roster as Chopper and Zwei are benched. So Zwei, I think we all kind of saw that coming. Minus like one basically like good series, which don't get me wrong, phenomenal series. Like genuinely, he was. I'm not trying to downplay it, but that's just like not enough. You can't be like, all right, well, let me just completely ignore the fact that you were below average and genuinely a liability for everything up until this point, and then you immediately did that the very next series. So Zwei, that one was, I think, very predictable. But then it was kind of like, well, you bring back Magixx or you bring back Zontics for him, and then they said, why not both? Which this move is crazy, but I think I don't pretend to be incredibly knowledgeable about Russian Counter-Strike players like in tier 2 or tier 3. I'm not even going to try to sell you on that. But also, I feel like at least the people that I do follow that I would consider knowledgeable in that area, it didn't really seem like there was anybody that IGL wise was necessarily a true upgrade for Chopper or something that's like sitting there that's going to be better. So that's why this kind of to me came out of nowhere. I'm not saying Chopper didn't deserve to be criticized, but I am saying that I just didn't really expect it to be right now, being completely honest with you. So we're going to get into this, but short version, Zontics is back and he's going to be picking up his anchor roles, which makes sense. He's like the best anchor they've quite literally ever had. You know, a lot of people like to fl0m, too passive, like body shot merchant. He got a lot of shit, but man, did you get to see how bad it could be with Zwei. Like, honestly, if anything, Zwei really, the best thing Zontics has ever done for his career is not play. Like, he said, yeah, I'm so fucking bad, I'm so shit, fine, all right, I'm out, go ahead. He's literally said, go ahead, take a look. He's like, it's an incredible aura out of Zontics, bro. He's like, I'll just simply stop playing and you'll want me back. It's fine. Then we got Magixx. So Magixx is going to be taking over the IGL role if you guys did not see. Okay, so Boris, aka Magixx, will have to master a new role. He's going to become the captain, but I'm confident he can do what it takes to be the best in it. He'll be back to his old spots. They literally said, Zontics, bro, I'm telling you, they really said, we are so sorry. They said, come back, please. Just do what you did before. We are so sorry. We didn't know how bad this could be. Like, they go back. We just would like you to, my bad. And Magixx is going to now be the IGL. So what do I think? I think Zontics in for Zwei, W. I mean, immediate W. I think the biggest strength that Magixx is going to bring to this roster on Spirit is that he is quite literally a fucking troll. And I'm being completely serious. Like, I'm not actually, I know it sounds corny as hell, but I'm super serious when I'm telling you, like, well, I think what Chopper's weakest attribute, actually, besides like some of his mid-rounding, was his inability to drive the team emotionally, at least from the outside looking in. People and to just like use a counterpart for a person that I feel like is one of the best at this, even though people hate him, is Apex. I mean, how many times do you sit there and listen to Apex trying to drive the team forward, right? Like, yeah, he's got like Mezzy helping him out when things are down and like, but Apex is still like the emotional leader of that team, as well as the in-game leader and the caller. Chopper could not get a handle on the team. And when I say team, we all know I'm talking about Donk. Like, we all saw what happened in the playoffs. We all saw what's going on. And the first person that's going up to him, if I'm not mistaken, was Hallie, right? I think Chopper just walked off, right? Like, he literally just left. Now, I'm not saying that Chopper is responsible for how Donk acts, but I am also saying, like, if you are Chopper, I don't think you should be walking off. It's not... You are not responsible to fix Donk necessarily, but you need to... You can't also just be like, that's not my fucking problem type energy. You know what I mean? You can't... Like, I get not wanting to address it and necessarily, rehash things when you're going into another map from Chopper's perspective, but you should also still acknowledge the fact of what happened. You know what I mean? And so... I think back to circle back with Magixx. I think Magixx's strongest attribute is quite literally his relationship with all the players, and most importantly, Donk. Like, Donk is the best fucking player in the world. He's on this team, and yeah, dude, he gets fucking frustrated. I'm not for you can agree with it or not, but these are just the facts. And if Magixx can basically help curb some of that and reel him in a little bit with his own personality / how much they get along, I think that. And this basically is just a way of saying nepotism is good. It's kind of what we're getting at, to be honest with you. But I do think Magixx fragging is better. And I do think that emotionally, he's more equipped to handle the team. I think that was like, fuck the calling, fuck the system. Chopper's weakest attribute to me, outside looking in, was always his inability to emotionally be responsible for that team. And that, to me, is where Magixx is going to have his biggest strength if he doesn't let the IGL role fuck him up. That, to me, is like where he's going to go from here, like what Magixx is going to do IGL-wise, system-wise, mid-round calling-wise. Magixx has a good understanding of the game. I think mid-rounding is not going to be his issue. It's going to be up to him and Hallie getting him up to speed on how to actually be an IGL. And I think the biggest thing is Hallie also is kind of I think he's still trying to figure out a way to have a stern hand, but also not like, I think he's going to have to make sure he doesn't overdo it with Magixx, in the sense that I think Magixx, if you let him and his personality just kind of do its thing, it's going to do a lot for this team. Because Tanir's like a troll. He's the Joker. Shiro is kind of up and down, but is always trying to be positive. Donk is just fucking, he's going to absolutely be mentally cooked. And then Zontics is kind of a level head at all times, or at least he tries to be, or perceived to be as one. And then Magixx is a giant fucking troll. So if you have these personalities, I actually think they're in a good spot to handle themselves better when things aren't going their way. I think Magixx is just going to, the one thing that I'm worried about is more so like, it has nothing to do with his in-game knowledge and everything like that. It's more so, he's going to now have to be the guy that every single round when things are going wrong, he's always going to have to be the one generating and creating the ideas. And while he's probably used to doing that when Chopper's calling and supporting Chopper, now it's going to be somebody has to do that for Magixx. Like, that's going to be the interesting part. Magixx is going to, take over the IGL role, but what I think really helped Chopper for a long time was Chopper had Magixx. Who is going to be, I'm sure Donk can make reads, Tanir can, like, it's not that I doubt any of their abilities, but, like, who is going to be the guy that is kind of the second voice with Magixx? Because now you have a lot of young players around you. And I'd be really curious as to who is going to be kind of supporting him when he's running out of ideas or things just aren't working, and how that kind of evolves. That's going to be really interesting. Overall, though, I don't think there's any doubt that this team's firepower is now dramatically improved again, which is weird considering they're just bringing back old players that they bench. But I think the experiment kind of failed with his way, and I think that Magixx has a higher output than Chopper. So I do think that, individually this roster looks better. It's just more of like, it can't all... Magixx is going to have a lot on his plate, and it can't all fall on him, and it's going to be interesting to see who kind of evolves into that second voice. Because one thing, it's hard to know because they don't speak English. So for me, it's like really hard when they're doing listen-ins if there isn't like a translation or anything like that. It does seem like Donk, when he's in these really forward positions getting set up, he almost gets tunnel vision, which is incredibly detrimental if there aren't people building the round around him while he's tunnel vision. People can do that, and you can actually win rounds that way just fine. But if he, what I mean by tunnel vision is he will get into a forward spot where he has like a timing and he's looking for a duel, which is good. And this could just be purely because I'm looking at player cams and I don't know. But it looks like when I'm glancing that there isn't much communication coming out of Donk, meaning like, some players when they're in those positions like Apex or Flames, you'll see them fucking yapping it up, and then the round starts generating around them. It'll be curious to see who develops that around Donk when he's in some of those positions. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be very interesting to see how this team develops. I think firepower wise and personality wise, though, I am excited for what they have going forward. So this is Hallie's left a long message following Spirit's roster changes. I decided to brief comment on changes to our roster we made during the current season. Bit of background. First half didn't go well. Failed to win any elite tournaments. We had a string of losses against Vitality and Mouse. Honestly, dude, it's so crazy to think that at one point Mouse was probably the closest team to Vitality. It's fucking crazy. We put a lot of effort to improve that situation and trading on our gameplay, but by the end of the season, the progress was minimal. Sorry, I'm kind of skimming through this. I won't lie. The situation was challenging. There weren't many ideal candidates. Market couldn't strengthen the problematic positions. In the end, we came up with a difficult plan. We decided to take on 2 strong prospects who had performed well over the past season to give our current players a chance to recover and then to assemble the most competitive roster possible. So they like were looking at this as never ever getting rid of these players, just more so seeing what evolved from the team, which is interesting. Like that's actually kind of, it sounds like, if he's being truthful, it sounds like they always intended on basically like at least considering bringing them back. I want to particularly mention that replacing, wait, who's, I don't know names as well. Is that Zontics? This way. Okay. Sorry, I don't know first names like that. I'm not that parasocial. Not yet. Give me time. It was very difficult for us. We really great to see him okay, so they're sad that he basically didn't work out. I don't know. Like, I mean, I think this is like really nice of him to say, but I also like, he's basically just saying like they want to give him more time. He's good. He's talented. He's young. I hope he does well. Like, I get that, but also it's like, I don't think he's lying, but yeah, there just also is like, it just was not working. I mean, he was straight up like a liability. I've already said a lot to him personally, but I also want to address him here. Wait, oh, is this Chopper then? I'm guessing since we did. Yeah, okay. How much did they pay for his way? I don't know. I want to address him. Over the years, he's become my closest comrade. Our work together has given me a lot of emotions. I'm sincerely grateful for all the time we spent together. I wish him happiness and to always achieve what he wants. Bro just got straight to the point with him. He was like, dude, this guy is such a young prospect, all these nice things. Like, yeah, I like you, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's not really too much in here. I think the most interesting thing is that it's always hard to know exactly, but it just sounds like they really did intend on never getting rid of Magixx and Zontics, and it makes sense why we didn't hear any rumors about them whatsoever. And they really were just like seeing what worked. And I actually have like, I don't know how many orgs are financially in a position to do something like that, where they can buy out another player and then keep the other two on the bench, and then basically like, yeah, we're not going to sell them. We're probably bring them back if this doesn't work out. You know what I mean? I don't remember. Have we ever really seen that? Right? Kioske money. True. I feel like we haven't really seen that much. No, they're just kind of, they're hedging, right? Like they're just hedging their own shit, which is, I mean, not a bad plan. I just don't know if I really see that much. We, in a current time where all these orgs talk about how unsustainable everything is and how tough it is, it's just interesting that they're just like, yeah, we're just gonna buy this kid out, we'll see how it goes, and then we'll keep the other two that we like and we know are solid on the back burner, and then we have more people and more options. It's a good plan, just not something I see very often. Yeah, that was about it. I don't really see too much in here. It's very stereotypical, like I wish everybody the best. I hope Chopper does well. His way is young and talented, and this doesn't really reflect his whole career. I hope he gets another shot. Type paragraph. Let's see how this goes now with us running it back. Hopefully, they can evolve with the new roster, and they're excited to see. But like I said, the most interesting part, they kind of planned or at least understood and acknowledged that they might go back to the past roster. But yeah, let me know. Do you guys think in the comments? Let me know if you think this roster is any better than the last one, or if you preferred the other one more. Don't forget to like and subscribe.